I'm Sue Dixon. I'm currently got this organisation called Thinking Child, but I've taught and been a literacy consultant and worked in lots of schools in Northamptonshire over the years. So I'm kind of flicking out the other end, and this is where I am. Thinking Child is kind of does what it says on the tin. It's the way that I believe children learn, and I think you probably agree with me as well. So why do some children switch off? I'm wondering if some of these are familiar to you. A proportion? Yeah, I thought you might recognise them. I mean, why? If we spent all night, we wouldn't get to the bottom of it. But the reality and the pressures in schools at the moment are very real. SATs, just gone by. Phonics, whether how much you do of that, and all the kind of debate around that is still out there. This notion that reading is done to children. It's a perception, whether it's real or imagined. It's for some children, it's out there. So all those pressures, are there. Can't ignore them at all. Pressures for families too. We've got all the digital stuff, which we've heard a lot of tonight, and it's fabulous. But I have quite a lot of parents who say to me, reading time, digitime, screen time. There's a lot of research about how much is good and how much isn't. So all those are pressures. How many of us have done this in our lives, if not now? We know families have got real pressures on them, and life's a juggle. Busy children, after school club, horse riding, gymnastics, whatever. Those are real pressures, and this is perhaps what we really want, and that's the ideal. But we have to live with the realities. So getting switched off to literacy is complicated business. However, I did find this one. I mean, how many levels is that wrong? Well. So, I've probably got about 5 minutes left. So I thought 3 suggestions I'm going to throw out, agree or disagree. Listen to and involve children more, and I'll tell you what I mean by that. Ensure that this has come up tonight as, quite a bit, that playful games type approach. Keep that at the forefront, because that's when learning is good. And short and sharp and little and often and all those kinds of things. And the other one is books for thinking, and in particular, not losing the power of picture books, which is a whole kind of theme on its own. So I'm skimming the top of all these 3, okay? Now, I work nationally as well, so I've had that privilege of kind of gathering things and going in different schools. It is a real privilege. And I recently asked some teachers all over the country to send in, to do a survey with their own children to say what they thought about writing. And thankfully, I'm not all doom and gloom here. Most children, 70-75%, will say that they like it. So I've translated some of the things that come in. But 30% still say, I don't like writing because I can't spell. My writing goes wonky and sometimes, don't make sense. Not a big fan of writing because I get really nervous. So lots of reasons behind it, but a lot of positives too. There's a lot of good stuff out there. I don't like writing because I find it hard and I don't know why, which is quite interesting. So when I'm saying involve children, talk to them. So reading interviews should really be a lot about their preferences. What are they reading at home? What makes them the big read? The reader in the round, not just the school reading book with a pink sticker on it. What do they really think about writing? I've brought some, if you're interested at the end, some example questionnaires at different key stages. So if you want a couple of ideas to take back, you'll get a load of information from children. It's an eye-opener. And that real feeling of, what do I see myself as a writer? And what do I do or not like about writing? Just honest, anonymous answers. It's very revealing. So talk and listen to children is my first point. Second one, short bursts of fun. Things quick, put the thinking cards on the table just as a giveaway. But just that short, sharp, don't need a pen in my hand, but I need to think. So little questions like that, just throwing them in. 10-minute warm-ups. They could go into half-hour discussions and philosophy sessions and all that kind of thing. But those short bursts of fun about what I think. So I'm not writing, but I am engaging with learning. Keeping it fun. The other thing that I've done, and again, I've brought some free samples. I've written stuff for through the Thinking Child bit. You're welcome to come and take some of these. And these are meant for parents and or TAs and or other volunteers to use. Quick, short, gamesy type activities that can be adapted and extended. So that addresses that second point that I'm saying. Just that little and often. So it's my stamina, if I'm 8 and I hate writing, I might not have a pen in my hand all the time, but I'm engaging with the writing or reading process. So, when is learning taking place? So in other words, you get them despite themselves. They're learning despite themselves. So if you want some of those, come and grab them. And those are just the words and sentences, writing and the spelling ones. Playing other games. Don't know whether we've got time to do this, but that interactive type thing. So would you run out with those and put yourself into a sentence very quickly? Quick. You'll have to argue amongst yourselves. And we're doing it on a grand scale, which might be in a group, but they might be on coloured cards. My dog likes fresh only bones. No.
Fresh bones only.
Fresh bones only. Can anybody move anybody around? Any variations? My dog likes only fresh bones. Any more? My only dog. Can you move again? Can you see what I mean? Lots of variations with actually what is a very simple sentence. Colour coded. What type of word is only? It's an adverb. Adverbs are really useful. The more you do that, and you realise that the yellow card that runs around a lot, it's a really useful kit in a sentence. So it's that active, exploratory, not these rules, the grammar police are going to come and get you. So it's about playing with language. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So that's what I'm saying about the thinking child. Am I running out of time?
About a minute.
Oh, right, okay. Last point then.
Final point.
So that was another one, that investigating grammar. So playing around with language. There's no right or wrong answer. I'm not going to get caught out. Therefore, I will be a braver learner. Therefore, I'm more likely to like literacy, because literacy is fun and it's got a purpose. The other one is the picture books. I'm sure you use picture books, but let's not forget the power of them right through to the end of Key Stage 2. Do philosophy sessions with picture books. So long as you choose them right, them carefully, choose a good title. All these have got very, very deep themes. And if you don't do P4C already, investigate it. Have a look, because it's really worth doing. Philosophy clubs, all sorts of ways to do it if you can't, weave it into the curriculum time. So those are my 3 points. Listen to children. What was my second one? Oh, short, sharp and quick and fun. And the power of picture books. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.